And on this video, we're gonna be taking a look at the RYDEEN Tombo 360X 360-degree mirror dashcam. But what's really crazy about this dashcam is the additional features on top of the 360 video. When I first saw this dashcam demoed, I had to almost take a second look at it and said, what? It does what? So I really can't wait to show you guys all of its features. First, I'm gonna show you what you get inside of the box, then I'm gonna take it out on the vehicle so I can walk you through its different special features which I've never seen before. And then we're gonna take a look at some test drive footage, both at day and at night, to see how well this dashcam actually performs. And as always, I'd like to remind you that I have placed a link in the description down below to this dashcam in case you want to get one for yourself. And this mirror dashcam is of the 11-inch category, and you'll notice that this whole thing is going to look and act like a normal mirror until the dashcam comes on. You'll also notice that we have a single power button in the bottom, and then we have the 360 camera. But what's also really interesting is that traditionally we see mirror dashcams with a ton of cables coming out the top, and that might look unsightly. Well, they have put all the cables into a single cable that comes out the back of this dashcam to make the installation look really clean and OEM. Also, you'll notice that the memory card has been concealed underneath this cover, which has additionally been secured by a screw. This is a tremendously great idea for securing the footage and making sure that nobody's gonna take that memory card that easily. And to secure the Tombo 360 mirror dashcam, they have provided two Velcro strips, and the idea would be that the mirror dashcam will get placed on top of the original mirror of our vehicle, and then we can take that little Velcro strap and then attach this to our mirror, or we can have a direct mount kit to mount this directly to our vehicle, eliminating the need for the Velcro straps. This gets installed over here, and now this can completely replace the mirror on our car. And notice how clean the mirror dashcam looks like with the direct mount kit. And they have also included this little arm, and this is the arm that's gonna go to the windshield of the vehicle, and it's gonna lock that mirror in place, and then we can adjust it like a normal mirror. But also in the back of the dashcam, we have these two little guys, and one of them is an LED indicator that we can enable to let people know that the car is being monitored and recorded, and the other one is a light sensor that allows this dashcam to know when it's dark, and at that point turn on the night vision system so we can record in full darkness. But let's also talk about memory card capacity. I'm gonna remove this little cover, and as you can see, this dashcam has already been preloaded with a 32GB card for us to get us started with. But RYDEEN says that this dashcam can support memory cards as large as 512GB, which is an insane amount of storage space. But you also may have noticed that there are some lines on the side of the mirror dashcam, and what those are for the optional blind spot monitoring system that this dashcam supports. I have never seen a feature like that in a mirror dashcam, and here we have it. And we also get a rear camera that records in full high definition and is waterproof. So this could potentially be mounted outside of the vehicle or inside of the vehicle via this high-strength double-sided tape. I can peel this and then stick this to my vehicle. Additionally, we have tilt on this bracket so we can adjust the view angle. Now, as far as the front lens, we have a 122-degree view in the horizontal plane, and then on the vertical plane, we have a 64-degree view angle. And to connect the rear camera, we get an extension cord with an approximate length of about 26 feet. We also get a GPS antenna with a cord length of approximately 8 feet. And on the back of it, we have again the high-strength double-sided tape so we can peel this and secure this in a location of our choice. But here's something I never seen before. This mirror dashcam comes in with a proximity sensor that can be mounted to the windshield with this double-sided tape. And again, we have that bracket for adjusting where the sensor points at. And what this is primarily used for is for parking monitoring, to allow the dashcam to sense movement or the proximity of somebody coming close to the vehicle and record that evidence for us to review later. And to power the Tombo 360X, they have included this 3-lead hardwire kit that also enables parking mode and allows us to use the dashcam without having to tie up our cigarette lighter adapter port. Right now we are seeing the rear view of the vehicle, and the rear view of the vehicle is adjustable. I can slide on the screen up and down and adjust the angle. Also, if I double tap on the screen, it can bring up the 360 view. And on the 360 view, this is where you can do some really magical stuff. You can see that I am now showing the interior of the car. We are actually recording the exterior, the interior. Look at this side right here. We can potentially capture somebody coming from this side. We can potentially capture somebody coming from that. Now, if I double tap on the screen one more time, it brings up the rear view again. Tapping on the screen brings up the icons in the bottom. The very first icon allows us to stop the recording. If for some reason we wanted to have no evidence of where we've been, pressing that button one more time resumes recording. The next icon allows us to take a picture. And the next icon that looks like a little lock allows us to flag a section of the video. Notice how it says SOS, because perhaps we saw something interesting and we want to find that piece of video later. We can flag that video item with the little lock icon. But let's switch back to that 360 view so I can show you what the next icon does. This little icon right here allows us to change the different ways that the image can be displayed. If I press this, now we have a dual view where I can adjust this if I wanted to see the cabin perhaps, and at the same time we are seeing the front of the vehicle. Hey, I could potentially even do something like this, where I can see the driver's side and the cabin. This is convenient to understand what we are recording, and it's also just neat to be able to show the capability of a 360-degree mirror dash cam. But the next view option is even more intense than this one. If I press this guy, now we have 3 potential views, all adjustable, that we can potentially adjust to different angles while all of this is being recorded in 360 view. And if for some reason we wanted to prioritize recording the front of the vehicle, we're gonna go into this view right here and notice that it tells us to move the sensor. So we're gonna point this towards the front. And now we have maximized, we told the dashcam, prioritize recording the front view only. And just to give you an idea of how wide this view is, notice that we can capture a little bit on the left and a little bit on the right when we have the front view selected, something that I do not see in normal dashcams where it only captures this portion right here. And if at any point in time I wanted to go back to 360 view, I can just select the 360 view and then move the sensor down again. So we have that 360 view enabled again. But let me show you one of the craziest features that the Tombo 360X has, and that is the backup to solid state drive option. What is that? This dashcam can actually back up the recordings that are saved on the memory card to an external solid state drive, which in this case I hidden underneath the driver's side sun visor. But can you imagine running an extension cord on this little USB device all the way up to a location hidden on our vehicle? We can potentially have a true black box for our vehicle where we have the video being recorded here, but the video also being backed up in a secret location. It also opens up the door to potentially recording almost unlimited video, because the Tombo 360 already supports 512 gigabytes of memory, but the external drive that can be connected to it can be as large as 2 terabytes. Imagine carrying around 2 terabytes of video being backed up to a secret location on your car. Just insane. But now let's test out the parking assist function. I'm gonna go ahead and put the car on reverse, and you'll notice that the view automatically switched down a few degrees lower to help us reverse, but also has brought up reversing guidelines, again to help us understand how close we are to a curb and to other objects as we back up. When I put the car back into D, the rear view returns to its prior position. But let's also take a look at playing back the videos that this dashcam has recorded, and that is done by stopping the recording, and now we get a new icon, and if I press on that icon, we have the recordings which has been sorted into the front view, the rear camera, and pictures that we may have taken. Now we know the front view is actually a 360-degree view, so I can click on that, and it's 360, and we can always adjust the angle even though it has already been recorded. But now let's take a look at the settings of the dashcam, and as you can see, the menu has been divided into 2 sections. Screen brightness. The Tombo 360X is able to have the brightness manually adjusted, or we can have that automatically adjust, get brighter during the day and darker at night if we wanted to with the auto option. And finally, on the second menu page, we have several advanced settings that allows us to customize the Tombo 360X to better suit our needs. But now that I've shown you the features of this dashcam, let's move over to the test drive portion so we can see video both at day and at night, and also test the audio recording capabilities of the dashcam. And this is an audio test of the Tombo 360X microphone, and I am sitting on the driver's side seat. This is an audio test of the Tombo's 360X microphone, and I am standing outside the driver's side door. And here's what the 360 video looks like. And as you can see right now, I'm displaying 4 potential angles. And I can pan the camera around if I had interest in any particular area of the video. Now what's also pretty interesting is that we can do something where I change the views, kind of similar to what we did on the Dashcam, and I can have either 2 views selected, for example, or as I had earlier, 4 potential views at the same time. In addition to being able to play back the video on this 360 software that the Dashcam comes with, the software also has the ability for us to be able to output that file with the convert option, and that is going to convert this 360 video file into a normal file that can be played back on any normal computer that does not support 360 video. And we're now looking at video of the Tombo 360X at night, and I can see the passenger side, the front, the driver side, and also a little bit in the cabin area. Now the Tombo 360 is the first 360 mirror dashcam that supports night vision, so you're seeing the cabin partially illuminated by infrared light, which is not visible to the human eye, but it is visible to the dashcam as it's recording. And again, here on this particular video, we can also go into a 4-view mode and potentially look at multiple angles at the same time. Sometimes context on a video is tremendously helpful to be able to understand what was happening all around us, as opposed to just having one video angle, perhaps of the front or perhaps of the rear. But let's also take a look at the video from the rear camera, both at day and at night. And here's video of the front camera if we move the sensor pointing towards the front, where we tell the dashcam, prioritize the front video, give me a wide view instead of 360 video. And that was the Tombo 360X mirror dashcam, which as you saw is packed with an insane amount of features, but especially features that we have never seen before, such as the ability to back up to a solid state drive and the ability to have a very quick startup at 2 seconds. I can't remember the last dashcam that got a quick startup like that. It's also the first mirror dashcam that we've seen with a motion sensor that allows us to capture people who are just passing by the sensor, as opposed to only capturing when somebody bumps into the car, which is great, especially if your focus is parking monitoring and capturing people who are just nearby the vicinity of your vehicle. But this is also the first mirror dashcam that we've seen with 2 mounting options straight from the factory, the Velcro or the direct fit kit. So who is this dashcam for? Well, I think this dashcam is gonna be for the intermediate or pro user, somebody who wants to have a fully loaded dashcam with pretty much every option that we can find on a mirror dashcam. It is all here included in one box. Now, that's not to say that this dashcam is gonna be on the low end in terms of cost. It's gonna be more towards the high end, but again, the amount of capability that you have on this dashcam for what it can do for you, I think it makes a lot of sense. But where can the Tombo 360X do better? And I'm gonna say that is gonna be on introducing a glare reducer option. I personally don't use a glare reducer on any of my mirror dashcams, but I know for a lot of folks out there, having a reduced amount of glare coming from their mirror is important. And because glare reducers for mirror dashcam are not really available out there universally, if RYDEEN can introduce their own glare reducers, I think they're gonna have a very powerful package at a very competitive time in the market where really nobody else has anything like this. So remember, I put a link in the description down below to this mirror dashcam in case you wanna get one yourself. And if you guys have any other questions regarding the Tombo 360X, also put that in the comments down below. If you found any part of this video helpful, hit the thumbs up button to support the channel and stay tuned as I have a lot more dashcam reviews coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.